Okay, hello everybody. This is Reverend Glory, Gloria, however you want to call me. I'm on beautiful Tiki Island. I was outside, but the sun is like really too intense right now, so I got forced back inside. Otherwise, you would see me with the wind blowing through my curly hair and the sun shining brightly on my face. It's wonderful here. I understand that my friends and extended family out in California are quite cold. And so I'm sending you a little bit of warmth, not too much because it is Christmas time. And I'm excited because even here in Texas, it's supposed to cool off a little bit more. So I'll have a nice, brisk, hopefully, Christmas day. And one of the reasons I'm excited about that is because, like when you want to eat a lot of food, and especially kind of heavy food and traditional food and sweet food, you don't want to get too hot. I can't eat that way when I'm hot. It's like when the temperature is like 79 and 80, I don't want to eat. Okay, I want to stay cool and calm and enjoy my body. And so that is the reason for this video today. I want to help us stay comfortable in our bodies while we're going through this wonderful holiday season, okay? So the first thing I'm going to tell you is moderation in all things. Moderation in all things. Moderation in your recreational time, your social time, okay? So that's going to go into your holiday party time, okay? Know when it's time to leave the party so that you can get home safely and you can get some rest. If you're in a party situation where you actually get to stay in that place, that hotel or that home or whatever, it's still important to have a good amount of rest, okay? Because rest is going to get you through this holiday season, okay? So moderation in your recreational time. If you're staying up to midnight, no problem. One night, two nights in a row, but by the third night, you kind of want to reel that in a little bit and get a little bit more rest. Now, resting during the nighttime and sleeping over into the morning is not quite the same because your circadian rhythm gets off after about 3 days' time, and then your body is going to feel the effects of it. And especially if you're consuming alcohol and high sugar contents, which comes along with the holiday season. So I am going to enjoy some wine. I am going to enjoy some rum. I think that's kind of my favorite one. Notice how I said that? Rum, 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 rum. Anyway, and my friends have Baileys, so I might even spike my coffee sometimes. Okay, I'm going to behave because I am sharing information with you. But I'm saying that to let you recognize, although I'm called Reverend Glory, when I am in the comfort and presence of those that I love, I am not in judgment of anyone, but I am at all times making healthier decisions for myself. And moderation is one of them. I am going to enjoy my sweets and my chocolates and my cakes like everybody else. But most of all, I am going to enjoy the fullness of the experience because I'm not going to be in a food coma from all the sugar or drunk, okay, from all the alcohol. I'm going to be paying attention to how my body feels so that when I hug, I can really feel the energy of my loved one and the person that I am with, okay? The season is about giving, and for me, it's about giving love. It's not about giving something, okay? I've never been one to be very good with shopping. So I give me. I give me and all the love and all the gloriousness that God has put inside of me. And I think that's beneficial for everyone because I give you me very genuinely. And I'm able to do that because I come to you in a healthy state. and a pure state of consciousness being right there with you at that moment. And so here brings up another thing. So moderation in, I want to say, technology. Do not be at the parties and in the midst of your loved ones, and you can't tell me what color blouse or dress or pants they were wearing, what type of earrings they were wearing, what color are their eyes. How did they really look? How did their embrace feel? Okay, you want to be present in that moment. I really, really respect my children because in one of my children's families, when it's family time, we almost don't know where the cell phones and the technology is. It's upstairs, it's in a bedroom, it's on a cabinet or somewhere, and we're all gathered up around the table, and my children will be telling those stories about when they grew up and how mama did what. They have a whole different impression than I have. But anyway, in our time together, okay, you could leave that table, and if someone left the home and didn't come back at a certain time, we could tell you what that person was wearing, okay, probably down to the earrings, because we're present. And so I'm looking forward to that point. So moderation in your technology. If you're with friends and family, do not negate the experience of being with your loved ones and the people that you are with. Okay, even if you're having judgmental or critical thoughts, there's another thing for moderation. Okay, do not not go to a place because you feel like, oh, so and so is going to be there and I just can't handle him or her, that kind of a thing. Go and you be the one that brings the cup of joy. You be the one that brings the cup of peace. You be the one that brings the love into the room. Okay? But now you can't give me what you ain't got. So herein lies moderation. And if you can't take too much of the presence of the energy, then you don't have to stay that long. Once again, moderation in all things. But allow your presence to be soothing and calming and everything that you are from the inside and from a place of love. Okay? Now, let's get to the consuming part. Yes, all of the food, all of the alcohol, all of the wonderful things that we are receiving and that we are in the presence of. So, start your day. I am going to tell you. Start your day with a warm cup of lemon water. You knew I was going to go there. You should have known I was going there, first of all. So, and if it's not a warm cup of lemon water, perhaps a warm cup of tea, a warm drink when you first get up in the morning. I don't care where you are. That is not a cup of hot coffee. Okay? Yeah, you can have that right after, but the first thing, we want 8 ounces to 10 ounces of warm water. Do not get up drinking a big tall glass of ice water and just, well, I got some water, because you're stopping the process of waking up, okay? Putting that coldness in your body, unless you wake up with a fever. And then even then, you're not going to get up with ice water. So a cup of something warm to drink, preferably warm water with a squeeze of lemon, or maybe a cup of warm water with a teaspoonful of apple cider vinegar, or a cup of, and you can have a cup of warm tea, okay? I suggest green tea because it has antioxidants, and if you get the caffeine-free one and the organic one, so all the more to the better. If you're a coffee drinker, and have a cup of warm water first, and then have your big cup of coffee, and however you like it, okay? But mentally start this day this way and get your system activated to do those things. Now, In Ayurveda, we recognize, and actually in all modalities of health, of natural health, the body is designed for balance. So if you have an overconsumption of sugar, what is going to balance? Sweet. Think about it this way, and it will be most common to naturally flow into that. So you had a lot of cake, you had a lot of candy, even alcohol. Sweet is balanced by bitter. So what's going to be your bitter foods? Well, for one thing, if you have that cup of coffee and it's black, that's a bitter. That's kind of a bitter bean herb kind of a thing. Black tea, okay, is a bitter. Okay, so that's going to balance as well. But when you get down to the meal type situations, you're going to balance sweet with bitter, preferably and most proficiently with greens. Okay, bitter green type vegetables. So that's your kale. So you might be having a salad. That's your spinach. That's your mustard greens, collard greens, greens. Okay, dark green leafy vegetables are going to be absolutely the best. Now, if you're into juicing, then that's where you're gonna pour your greens, okay? And celery, oh my goodness, so good for kind of cleansing out some of that stuff. Really, really good for the kidneys, really, really good for the liver, okay? And when you're not noshing and you have a chance to drink, if you can add a squeeze of lemon juice or a squeeze of lime juice to that water, room temperature water, try it, please try it to kind of flush your body out and kind of keep your system in a good level, okay? Now, when you sit down to the really, really big meal and you're passing around the turkeys or the ham and all these kinds of things, and you're consuming a lot of meats, that's heavy food. Your body is going to really, really have to dive in. So this is the thing that's going to make you not feel so good the next day or not feel so good 2 or 3 days later. Okay, and I'm telling you this from experience. So paying attention to your body. The other thing is when I say moderation in all things, stop eating a little before you're full, because it takes a few minutes for the brain to get the information while you're loading the stomach and you're busy talking and you're distracted with all the things. Oh, I saw there's some pecan pie on there. So you want to leave a little room for the pecan pie, have a little sliver of it, and tell your body, okay, you can have just a bite of this, and then later on we can have some more. Okay, because that food's going to be around for a couple of days. Now, here's another thing. After 3 days, all food, all cooked food, raw food, any of it, raw organic food will have a little bit longer life, okay, if it's not been processed. But if it's already cooked, although it's stored in the refrigerator, food loses its prana, its life-giving property. So you can eat it 4 days out, 5 days out, 6 days out, but you might as well be chewing on shoe leather or cardboard or something because you're not getting nutrition really from the food, especially if it's already cooked, because the prana, the life-giving property, has left the food. All right? So this is where you want to exercise moderation once again, okay? Moderation in how long you're going to deal with these leftovers, okay? So cook in moderation. If you got 10 people that are going to sit to the table, you don't need food for 50 people because it's going to be around for a long time. And you say, well, I can freeze it, I can put this, I can do that. Once again, food is going to lose its life-giving property even in storage situations, okay, over an extended period of time. So you cannot go in the freezer and pull out that leftover cornbread dressing 3 weeks later and think that you're really going to get some nutrition part out of it. You'll get the flavor, you'll get the memories of what you share with your family and all these things, but nutritionally, it's going to be quite void. Okay, it's not going to be a really healthy thing. And so this is one of the things that we're going to go into, especially after the Christmas holidays, when we make all these resolutions. Oh, we're going to get this right. I'm going to do this right. I'm going to change this. I'm going to change this. Start right now in moderation with everything. So, moderation in your spiritual life. Okay? For what that means to me is a lot of times I have one impression about what spirituality means to me. My family members may have another impression about what spirituality means to them. It's not my job, and I've learned this kind of the hard way. It's not my job to convert everybody to my way of believing everything. It is my job to begin and or in my day in a peaceful state, okay? Recognizing that I am one with spirit. So in the mornings when I get up, before I start thinking, oh Lord, ain't so and so is going to be there and she's going to kiss me with that red lipstick. I just hate it when she does that. Okay? Realign that thought. Bring yourself in connection with the purity of the love that is within you. Okay? And if you need to, ask your inner self, your Holy Spirit, your guide, your angels, God. Okay? Ask God, however you know that universal life forth within yourself, to give you a spirit of love for embracing or enduring, for long suffering, whatever it takes, for the highest good of all. Okay? Lay down. I had a girlfriend who was working with me one time. We were working on something, and she says, "Put the gun down." So put the gun down. Put down anything that is going to block the love from flowing from you. Okay? You leave behind a trail of love. You can only leave behind a trail of love as you are connected and filled with those love crumbs, okay, that come from that higher source of pure love that truly, truly dwells within you. So enjoy the divinity within, exercise moderation in all things, and know that I will be making some more videos because I know the questions are already coming. And the questions are also coming for those of us who have loved ones who are dealing with situations like cancer and all these other things, illness, and how can we help them have a good holiday season. So the key word is going to be moderation in all things and balance, okay? If that person is ill, then make sure you ask them, how are you feeling? Do you need some rest? And make a quiet space for them or a quiet room for them. If there has a tendency to be a high energy of anxiety or excitement or even stress during these times, when we get to dealing with family dynamics, we will have some of that. Okay, so balance that out and allow that person to be removed from situations that may feel stressful. And most of the time, there is someone in that family that can look over and see that Aunt so and so is not looking too well right now. And so go over and distract that person, okay, from that energy. Maybe take them outside for some sunshine, or maybe take them into another room of the house where that energy is not quite so intense, okay? So balance and moderation are your keywords for enjoying this holiday season. Most of all, it's not what you put in your mouth that is going to defile the body, okay? It is what comes out of your mouth, okay, that can defile the whole room. And so our job, even spiritually, is not to command or judge our brothers and sisters, our family members. I don't care what they're doing. Hold it up in prayer. Give it to God. Give it to the angels. Ask the angels to come in and join you, to allow your family to enjoy. Be safe in your travels. Be balanced in your bodies and minds and spirit. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy the holiday season, okay? And I'll be right here to give you glorious advice and glorious information any way I can. I do have information that can help you, okay? I'm going to mention one more thing because a lot of us will probably be picking up things like Tums and antacids and all these kinds of things. If you will work with the balance and the moderation, you won't need those quite so much. Okay? So when you sit down to that wonderful meal, put on your plate what you think you can handle and stop eating when your body says, okay, I've had enough. And it does tell you, it really, really does. You kind of have to be focused, but yeah, it really, really does. Okay? And remember, I love you all.